Merlin and Dzhokhar Tsarnaev. Nothing to see here. Let's move on. Great to have you back, folks. It's El Rushmo, the Limbaugh Institute for Advanced Conservative Studies, and we are here on Open Line Friday, where when we go to the calls, whatever you want to talk about, fine and dandy. Telephone number is 800-282-2882. The email address, lrushmo@eibnet.com. Just to wrap up this Duck Dynasty business. Duck Dynasty, the highest rated show on TV Wednesday night. All TV. Highest rated. Not just cable. Its numbers were bigger than Survivor on CBS, bigger than American Idol on Fox, and the numbers weren't even close. Duck Dynasty. If you haven't seen it, when you do watch it, I downloaded about 8 episodes flying out of town today, and I may watch some on the airplane. Well, hey, this is a big show. You got to get in on it. I watched 10 minutes of an episode a day where one of the stars is teaching his daughter to parallel park in a it looks like the town dump, and they're using garbage cans as the parking space. And there's 6 or 7 guys on a concrete restraining wall watching, chewing and spitting tobacco, making jokes about her inability to parallel park, and making jokes about the father, who's the star of the show, trying to teach her. And you watch this, and you won't know whether its ratings are high because people relate to it or they're laughing at it. You won't know. It's on the A&E network, Arts and Entertainment. Now, the Walking Dead is on AMC. You know, A&E, Arts and Entertainment, that A&E was supposed to be like a PBS. Very, very highbrow. Supposed to be high-toned anthology of high art. Opera, introduced by movie stars. They didn't last long. And then they got into the biography business. So that, by the way, if the Tsarnaev brothers were members of Tea Party, do you think the governor of Massachusetts would be holding that information back? I doubt it. But the governor of Massachusetts is withholding the welfare records of the Tsarnaev brothers. The father, just so you know, for those of you who are going to take time and watch this show, Duck Dynasty, the father of the Duck Dynasty family, they're multi-millionaires. Let me tell you something. I have watched episodes of The Real Housewives of, and that's just as, if not more so. Mr. Sturdley, it's show prep, yes. I've not watched the whole season. I get scared watching this stuff. I mean, you watch The Real Housewives of Orange County, New York, and you find out that there are people who do not know anything about what's going on in this country, and they don't care. They are oblivious. They're totally disconnected. The things they're worried about, we should be so fortunate to be worried about the things they're worried about. The manicure, what they're going to wear, cocktail party with their ex-wife, or anyway, it's a total disconnect. The father of the Duck Dynasty family, Phil, has a master's degree in education. The CEO of the Duck business, Willie, has an MBA, and all their sons are college educated. They're multi-millionaires by virtue of manufacturing duck calls, the things that duck hunters put in their mouths and imitate duck sounds with. And that's the appeal. It's a reality show. It's just a half-hour show, so each episode is 22 minutes. If they give us 20 minutes, we'll give you the world. Take 20 minutes and you can learn Duck Dynasty. Immigration bill to bring in at least 33 million people, says group. This is Neil Monroe, the White House correspondent, forced to run for his life after asking Obama a question at an outdoor Rose Garden event. You remember this. Daily Caller The pending Senate immigration bill, a Gang of Eight immigration bill, would bring a minimum of 33 million people into the country during its first decade. According to an analysis by Numbers USA, a group that wants to slow the current immigration rate by 2024. The inflow would include an estimated 9.2 million illegal immigrants, 2.5 million illegals who arrived as children of dreamers, and about 3.4 million company-sponsored employees with university degrees. The number that everybody is hearing is 11 million. Now, you know, this is interesting, too, by the way. In 2007 and 2008, 2009, whenever this subject came up, amnesty, pathway to citizenship, immigration, the numbers were always 12 to 20 million. Remember that? And in some cases higher, but they're routinely, I mean, the numbers used by the drive-bys, the numbers used by members of Congress, 20 million. And I remember at those times, 2007, 2008, 2009, so if they're admitting 20, it's got to be probably more than that. Remember, this is since 1986, and the amnesty bill then was supposed to get us border control and shut it down. So the number of illegals since 1986 is what we're talking about here. And all of a sudden, when the Gang of Eight bill comes up, the number's 11 million. And I'm sorry, I should have mentioned this at the beginning, I mean, when I first heard this, because it didn't make sense to me. I'd never heard a number that low. When discussing amnesty, and how many illegals are here and how many we're talking about. So the number's always been between 12 and 20 million. And now all of a sudden it's just 11? Or is it just 11 by virtue of comparison? But maybe we're being snowed on that number too, just like we were snowed on the number of homeless. Like, it was like 3 million homeless, it was 500,000. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, when that was a big issue, trying to do a homeless census. Found out 500,000 Americans were homeless, not 3 million. Well, this illegal number, 11 million, that's the lowest number, the smallest number anybody's ever been using. And obviously, 11 million's a little more palatable than 20 million, obviously making it easier to sell. But now this group, Numbers USA says, over a 10-year period, we're talking about 33 million people. So right there, if that number's right, we're talking, according to polling data that exists today, out of 33 million people over 10 years, 25 million of them would be Democrats. And 8 million would be Republicans, according to polling data today. So if you want to look at it that way, over 10 years, 25 million new Democrats. It's like the Politico said last week, folks, that's the end of the Republican Party. That wipes it out. For a generation. The Politico wrote that story, the end of the Republican Party, and grab soundbite number 3. Senator McCain, yesterday in Washington, this was at a Christian Science Monitor breakfast, Senator McCain talking about immigration reform.
I believe if we pass this legislation, it won't gain us a single Hispanic vote. But what it will do, it will put us on a playing field where we can compete. Right now, we cannot compete. It is a demographic certainty that if we condemn ourselves to 15, 20, 25% of the Hispanic vote, we will not win elections. It will put us on a playing field where we can make an argument for a smaller government, lower taxes, less regulation, pro-life, pro-defense, etc. That's the argument that I think we can make to gain Hispanic support.
Well, all good and well, but why don't you do that now? Why do we have to wait to make those arguments until amnesty has occurred? Why can't we start talking about lowering taxes right now? We got the perfect opportunity for it with this internet sales tax bill. Why not talk about less regulation now? Why not be pro-life now? Why not be pro-defense now? Why would we have amnesty for all that? Seriously. And he says, if we pass the legislation, we're not going to gain a single Hispanic vote, but it will make us able to. Why does Senator McCain not know what he's doing here? I mean, does he not know what this sounds like? Senator McCain he's buying hook, line, and sinker. The only reason to do amnesty is that Hispanics don't like us, but if we do amnesty, they will. And then once they like us, we at least have a chance to make our case to them. But until we legalize the people who are here illegally, we can't make our case to them. Sorry, once again, I, El Rochebo, don't get it. I do not understand this. Well, no, I do. Okay. This is all being done because McCain and the boys are being told by whoever that Hispanics hate them because they're Republicans. And Hispanics hate them because they're Republicans, because they somehow don't want to let people skirt the law. So if we are front and center on an immigration bill which basically does pathway to citizenship, amnesty, whatever, and they'll like us. And then we'll have a shot at them. But we don't even have a shot at them now because they don't even like us. When I came in here, I was actually feeling and good today, and it goes on, folks.
Don't waste another day without Rush's exclusive interviews, trademark wit, and top flight analysis in the Limbaugh Letter. Order now. Call 888-395-7874. This is the EIB Network.
I am Rush Limbaugh, and you are listening to AM 680 WRKF Boston. His unending popularity is tied to his words for liberty as much as it is for preserving our democracy. Now, the words he spoke, the impact he made, is shown in popular movies, books, now in a brand new lecture, too. Made available to you online absolutely free from Hillsdale College. Sign up now to see the lecture series from Hillsdale on American history, and you'll learn even more about our 16th president. The lecture, called The Crisis of the Union, is part of their American Heritage series. Register yourself free at this website, rushforhillsdale.com. You can watch Hillsdale's great lecture on Abraham Lincoln and take in other outstanding lectures, too. It's an enriching experience from smart and animated educators who love to teach. And it doesn't cost anything, and there aren't any strings. They just love to share their passions. Hillsdale, the website, rushforhillsdale.com.
Guys, are you tired? Do you feel out of shape, unmotivated, and low on drive? Then try the supplement men everywhere are talking about, Ageless Male. Ageless Male has ingredients to help boost your free testosterone and energy levels. Listen to Jeff, a real Ageless Male user.
Before I started using Aegis Male, I was getting tired a lot, but since I've been taking Aegis Male, I noticed I have more energy to do more things.
And here's Edward, an Ageless Male believer.
Aegis Male's not like drinking some sugary energy drink or 5 cups of coffee. It's really about feeling like I felt 10 or 15 years ago.
Here's Richard's thoughts on Ageless Male.
Since using Ageless Male, it's really like a new source of energy for me, and the best thing is that it feels completely natural.
You can try Ageless Male. It's free to help boost your free testosterone levels and feel more energy and drive. For details, call 1-800-650-9427. That's 1-800-650-9427. Call 1-800-650-9427. 7. To take the guesswork out of retirement, you need a plan. A personalized, proven plan tailored just for you. Take a few minutes and call Ron Papa at 855-RON-PAPA. That's 855-766-7272 to make the most out of what should be the best years of your life. Call 866-RON-PAPA to receive a personalized 5-point wealth workup. Ron will analyze your current assets from an investment, tax, and legal perspective, and then find out what it's costing you and ways to make it more efficient. He'll He'll perform a financial stress test, too, allowing you to see how taxes and inflation will affect your retirement years. Finally, he'll integrate a free consultation with one of his qualified estate attorneys. Call 855-766-7272. Online at AskRonPapa.com. That's AskRonPapa.com. Call 855-RON-PAPA, 855-766-7272. And don't forget to tune in to Ron Papa's Retirement Roundtable this Saturday at 3 p.m. right here on WRKO.
Senior Safe Money Strategies. Keep your family fortune in the family.
This is Bill Kelly. There are 12 threats to high net worth individuals and their portfolios. One of them is trusting what has always worked. Another is concentration risk. Another is tax targeting. If you'd like a free copy of my high net worth investor report, call 888-800-1881. Ask for your free copy. 888-800-1881.
Call 1-888-800-1881 now and speak to Bill Kelly.
Mom, I had the best dream.
Well, good morning to you, too.
Okay, so what was the night? I had a sword and our house was a castle. There was this angry dragon. It was kind of scary.
Oh, yeah?
But I protected the castle.
Oh, that's my brave little man.